Nigga kill over a bitch, but let a rat keep his wife.
Shit, it's record. Time to go to work. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm just trying to be eyes and you can help me. You. Why wouldn't you want to help me?
Something for my son. Me and Jay had already been up. We had been up all night. All freaking night because of another situation that happened. I'm going to just say it like that. Okay, we didn't even get up to that evening. Well, when Jay's dad came, and everything happened real quickly. Jay's dad came by the house with these two other gentlemen. Well, Jay was gonna pay the guys. Was supposed to be giving them money to do whatever work he was gonna have them do. I don't fucking know. And the money, he had got $8,000 out of the $10,000 band. He left $2,000 sitting on the bed. He had told me he was finna, pay the guys. He was finna holler his daddy for a minute. Okay. Now, I told my daughter. My daughter was 12 years old at the time. Jay went outside with his dad. All this happened real quickly because Jay wasn't even outside 20 good minutes. Well, I told my daughter, excuse me, someone's calling me through Messenger. I told my daughter to go get the mail out the mailbox. Well, my daughter went. Jay, his father, and the two other gentlemen, all four of them were sitting on the porch. My daughter went out there, got the mail. She came back in the house. When she came back in the house, I met her at the door, was getting ready to walk up the little stairway. Within that brief time, by the time we hit the front room, all I heard was doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And I just looked, and I immediately took off running to the side door. Well, by the time I made it to the side door, my son was already coming through the motherfucking door. He pushed me against the wall. I hit the wall. He swung over, and he said, "Mama, close the door." So I heard him close the door. When I'm locking the door. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And when I turned and looked, all I seen was my son standing there with holes all in his body. Of course, as a mother, I lost it. I'm screaming. I'm panicking. And the only thing my son said was, "Mama, just get me to the hospital." We both walked in my room. I'm trying to find my keys. I done emptied my whole purse on the floor. My daughter's in shock. She's standing there screaming to the top of her lungs. He never cried out. He never screamed. He never panicked. He said, "Mama, get me to the hospital." By this time, I hear a knock at the side door. So I peek around, and it was his dad at the door. Well, when all this happened, his dad had a chick with him. She was in the car. When the shots and everything rung out, she hid on the floor of the car. Well, his dad, the chick, the young lady, and the two other guys, I open the door, they come inside. Jay was leaning against the dresser, standing in my room still. He was like, "Y'all, get me to the hospital, y'all." I'm screaming because I can't find my keys. I'm like, "Y'all, we got to get him to the hospital." Well, Jay walked away from my dresser, and then by this time, he just kneeled. He took a knee on the floor. He was like, "Y'all, come on, get me to the hospital." And he just laid out on the floor. So, I'm screaming. And I'm going to say this. This is what the fuck y'all don't know. And y'all, people wonder why I went silent after my son's death. My son laid out on the floor. He's dead weight. I couldn't pick him up by myself. I'm screaming, "Please help me. Help me pick my baby up off this floor." I grabbed my son by the legs. His dad was standing there. His dad got shot in the leg. That was it. His dad was standing there. One of the guys made 2-3 of his dad. He's standing there. The other white man that was with him, he just pacing back and forth. They just stood there and looked at me without a care in the fucking world. Not one of all three of them fucking men helped me pick my boy up off that floor. The young lady that was there with his dad, She grabbed my son under his arms, and I grabbed him by his legs, and we toted my child out that fucking house. We toted him out the house. Not none of them. So that's why I screamed and I told every fucking body that would listen to me. No one would listen. I feel like it was a setup. Yes, I do. I do. I don't know what the fuck, how the fuck. One motherfucking shooter. One person. How the fuck would he knew, like, in a matter of 15 minutes to come to my house and do all this? Now, I can't say who did what, when, where, nothing. What I can say is that God don't sleep and he sees and knows all. And he says, vengeance is mine. And I know that anybody that had anything to do with this and whatever happens, they will pay. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but they will pay. We got my baby out that fucking house. We managed to get him on back of one of the dude's truck. By that time, I'm holding my son. He asked me, said, what car? He asked me what my daughter was. I hadn't already told my daughter to go in the bathroom, lock the door, hide. I don't know what's going on. Somebody gonna try to come back. No, nothing. All this shit happens quickly. He asked me what my daughter was. He said he wanted some water. He was like, Kyra. I said, she in the house, baby. I said, just hang in there. Fight. Just hang in there. I'm holding my child. He still didn't cry out. He looked up at me. He said, Mama. He smiled. He said, Mama. He kissed me on my jaw, my left cheek. He said, Mama, I love you, but I'm not going to make it. Put yourself in my shoes. For anybody that is a parent out there, put yourself in my motherfucking shoes. How would you feel? You know what I'm saying? And you know, this is not some shit that I normally do, because I ain't got no business. It's going to be 3 years. I ain't got no business on here crying and doing all this on social media. But hey, I'm going to get the shit off my chest. Anyway, y'all will never hear from me again about it. Like, it's done. You know? He is gone. Y'all, he's gone. Let him rest. The ambulance and the police made it there real quickly. They screamed, was telling me to get out the way so they can work on him. I didn't want to let him go. So I had to move. They got him, and when they put him on the stretcher, the words that came out of his mouth, he looked up at the big guy. He said, man, you set me up. Dude went hollering, no, no, no. Well, they got him in the ambulance and stuff. I don't even know how the fuck I ended up on the ground. I don't even fucking know. It's just a lot was going on. My oldest son made it there. He came grab me. He was like, my brother. I said, they got him in the ambulance. He walked me over to the ambulance. Opened the door. Jay was sitting there, just calm. He was just propped up, just sitting there chilling. So y'all said, you all right, nigga? You all right? And the last words, the very last words that I heard come out of my son's mouth was, I'm not going to make it. That was it. Well, we went to the hospital. Of course, it was 1 million people at the hospital. They locked the hospital down. They wouldn't let nobody in there. I'm in the hospital. They wouldn't even let me in the back with him. Thank God Cody's mom was there, one of the ER nurses that day. She came in there, came out in the waiting area. She was like, Tish, your baby's okay. Your baby's okay. He's talking, you know. He wanted to FaceTime you and his baby, but she said, I don't have my phone on me. My biggest thing was I was upset because that whole time, my baby, I felt like he might have even felt like he was in that hospital alone, and I was there, but they wouldn't let me in there. Jay lived about 7 hours after that. They had to take him into surgery. Jay had many shots. He had many shots. Well, the biggest things was the shots to his abdomen area. He had damage to his lungs, to his liver, to his intestines, and they had to get that under control. Well, he made it through surgery. I'm in the but in the waiting area. The surgeon came in to talk to me and let me know about the damage. He said, well, we got that taken care of. He said, but it's the loss of blood. He said, we're giving him blood, but he is oozing, his exact words. He's oozing from everywhere. He said, so, but we got him out of surgery and everything. He said, we getting ready to transfer him up to ICU. We just got to pray that he make it through the night. So I'm like, okay. Well, in the midst of waiting, I don't know who the fuck news people and posted that my son was dead. I hadn't even been notified, They came back in there and told me my son was gone. He coded. His blood pressure dropped too low and they couldn't get it back up, and he coded. Now, y'all been wanting to know what happened so badly. So many lies about what happened that day and this, that is sickening. I've never, and it's going to be 3 years, I've never got on here and I've never spoke about it. Nothing. It has taken me so much.
So, look, this Jaydayoungan mama first time coming out speaking on what happened that day a few years back when her son got erased. And the first thing she's saying is the daddy, the Faja, his own Faja set him up. Now, I'm not going to jump on that train and say he did, because she didn't. She say he did, but she don't have proof of that, But she know that man the way she know that man. So I ain't gonna say she wrong. But them niggas that was with his daddy, maybe they had something to do with it. Cause think about this. Business is getting handled. She said he was counting out $8,000, left $2,000 on the bed. When he was counting his money out, that's probably when the play was getting cooked up. That's probably when dog was making a call. This is diabolical, because if his pops had something to do with that, and on the flip side, if your pops had somebody around that sets you up, like, what your pops doing with these young boys? With these little niggas? And bringing them to the crib. And another thing, you sitting up counting out 10 bands to give 8 to get this car wrapped or whatever you got going on. Man, you supposed to move your mama from where you stayed at for the longest. We been here. I'm on my way to stardom. I know I got heat on me. People want to, you know what I'm saying? So it's time to move around when people don't know where I'm at. I'm not saying that you could afford a mansion or anything like that, but you definitely could have afforded to stay in the burbs. Now, a gated community and pay rent. You was getting a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? So First thing when a nigga touch some money, what he should be trying to do is move his people away from where you do your dirt or where people think or know you at. That's first thing first. Another thing, the way she described how he ran through the door, he had bullet holes in him. Man, imagine a mother just looking at that. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, the nigga strong as an ox. He lasted that long. He's strong as an ox. That boy was fighting. And he a little itty bitty nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was fighting though. His mama and the lady that was with his pops carried him outside. He made it in the house. They carried him outside when he laid out on the floor. Y'all heard the story. That's the biggest part of it all. Or why this, it point to setup, because it's 3 men here. Nobody helped her. Nigga, you shot in the leg. This your boy. This your son. Nigga, I wouldn't care if I was on 2 knees. I would have had him over my head. You know, that's my boy, nigga. So that right there, it kind of screams setup. Like, everybody standing around, they not helping. Man, it's crazy she had to go through that. But on the other hand, as sons, the things we be into, it's like we be asking for it. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll be back with another one.